How I wish I was taller. How I wish I was bigger. How I wish I was light skinned. How I wish I was more attractive and handsome than I am. How I wish I was handsome like other people. How I wish I did not have this disease. How I wish my parents never divorced. How I wish I was born in a different country. How I wish my family was better than it is today. Welcome again to our YouTube channel, Bold and Faithful Perspective. These are many questions usually people ask, or these are many wishes usually people have in their hearts when they compare themselves with other people. They have these sentiments in them. How I wish I was bigger. How I wish I was better than I am today. How I wish I was shorter. How I wish I was taller. How I wish I had money like so and so. How I wish my family was not the way it is today. Naturally, comparing yourself to other people is unavoidable. Naturally, comparing yourself to other people is unavoidable. It is the human nature to look around and see what everyone else is doing and how you measure up to what they are doing. It is human nature to look around and see how everyone is doing and how you measure up to whatever also they are doing. Comparison must not be a torture for anyone. Not for you, not for anyone. The problem is not the tendency to compare ourselves with others. That's not the problem. The problem is not the tendency to look around and see what everyone is doing and how you measure up to what they are doing. That's not the problem. The problem is what you are doing with your comparison. The problem is what you are doing with your comparison is what matters. What you are doing with your comparison is what matters most. What you are doing with your comparison is what matters. What do you do with it? What are you doing when you compare yourself to other people? What do you do? Are you torturing yourself? Or this comparison you are doing is teaching you a lesson or is teaching you something important? In life, we have two types of comparisons that I will sum up to a torture comparison and a teacher comparison. A torture comparison and a teacher comparison. And this comparison that we call torture is when you find yourself obsessed over, caught up in, or beating yourself up over something that you'll never be able to change. A torture comparison, or a comparison that can be equated to torture, is when you find yourself obsessed over, or obsessed over, or caught up in, or beating yourself up over something that you'll never be able to change. In this case, that comparison feels like a torture when you are focused on fixed attributes of someone else's life. Fixed attributes of someone else's life. Those fixed attributes, you will not change them and you cannot have them. They are fixed to that particular person, and you find yourself comparing yourself to that particular person. Maybe somebody is naturally beautiful, for example. Natural beauty, natural body size, family history, the height of the person, the shortness of the person, the metabolism of individuals, the parents, the country of origin, past experiences, and very many other God-given talents that are particular to persons, that are particular to individuals, which you are not going to change, but you find yourself obsessed with, caught in, beating yourself up over those fixed attributes that you cannot change. For example, God-given talents like a genius brain. There are people who are born genius, and you cannot beat yourself up. I wish I was a genius like so and so. I wish I was having photographic memory like so and so. I wish I was more athletic like so and so. Some are given in athleticism. They are good soccer players, good footballers, good basketball players, good marathoners, and those are God-given fixed attributes to those particular God-given talents to them, and you cannot change them. There are people who have photographic memory. They just read a chapter of a book and they keep everything they have read and they can reproduce what they have read. Photographic memory. These are characteristics one is born with, and we find ourselves comparing ourselves to them and beating ourselves up, obsessed with these characteristics people are born with. They are not acquired. You cannot acquire them. You cannot achieve them. This you can't change. No matter how much you try, you can't change them. No matter how much you beat yourself up, you can't change them. They are fixed. They are fixed. And when you find yourself obsessed with these fixed attributes, fixed aspects of someone else's life, it is a torture. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's an act of torture. Self-torture. It is useless. An act of infutility. You can't change anything. Useless to your growth, and it is detrimental to your happiness. One thing you have to understand, that you can't change them. And when you understand that you cannot change them, let them be. Don't compare yourself to such. Let them be. You cannot acquire them. You cannot change them. You cannot change the height that you have. I cannot become European. I was born African. I cannot be a white man. I'm a black African man. I cannot say, I wish I was a white man. It's just a waste of time, useless. Comparing myself to somebody and something that I cannot change. We have to learn to allow things to be the way they are. Do not destroy your self-esteem by this upward comparison. What do we mean by upward comparison? Upward comparison is measuring yourself against other people and their attributes that you think are better than yours. Measuring yourself against other people and their attributes that you think are better than yours. That is an upward comparison. They are better than you are. You look at their attributes, their life aspects, they are better than you are. That's an upward comparison. And this destroys your happiness. You You rather engage in a downward comparison. A downward comparison which brings acceptance and appreciation of the self. And this means looking around and seeing how much better off you are than the majority of the people in the world. That looking around and seeing how much better off you are than the majority of the people in the world. Hence, this brings appreciation. Appreciate yourself and work to better yourself. Work to better yourself. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your life torturing yourself for things you cannot change. How I wish, how I wish, how I wish. The moment you say how I wish, ask yourself, are you able to change it? If you are not able to change it, let it be. What you have to do is hold to your power, the power of you are, and unlock the potential of your own unique life. Hold on to power that you have. You have the power to be you. And unlock the potential of your own unique life. Finding the attributes that you have and working to better them, because you are better than you are. Potentially, you have to better yourself. Appreciate what you are, appreciate who you are, and work on those given talents given to you to become a better person, instead of wasting time comparing yourself to the attributes and fixed aspects of other people that you cannot change. Allow yourself to be happier. Allow yourself to be unique, and work on that unique self of you. Don't waste time comparing yourselves to a fixed aspects and attributes of other people, God-given talents of other people, and hence bring to yourself, destroying your growth and detrimental to your happiness. Look around and see how far much better off you are than the majority of the people in the world, and work to better yourself to become the best version of who you are. Avoid upward comparison and engage in downward comparison. That you are unique, you have unique talents, and appreciate them, work to better them, to make them the best that they can become of you. Refine them, become the best version of who you are. So therefore, my brothers and sisters, today I wanted to talk about comparison of yourself to others as a torture. The upward comparison of yourself to the rest of the society as a torture to self, a torture that takes away your happiness, your growth, and destroys your self-esteem. Rather, engage in downward comparison, where you find yourself to have a unique personality, unique individual, unique characteristics that you need to work on to make the best out of them, because you are gifted, you are unique, you have your own God-given talents. Work on them, be the best you can be, the best version of yourself, and avoid torture comparisons, comparing yourself to other people for things you cannot change. Work on the things that you have, the attributes that you have, and be the best version of you are. So for today, it was about torture as comparison as torture. Then tomorrow, we shall talk about comparison as teacher. So today, we just centered on comparison as torture, whereby we looked at upward comparison and downward comparison and what it does to us. Then tomorrow we shall look at comparison as teacher. How tall are you? How big are you? I wish I was this, I wish I was that, I wish I was this, I wish I had this, I wish I had this. And if those wishes are aspects that you cannot change, let them be. work on who you are and become the best of who you are. May God bless you. See you again in the next video, which we shall look at comparison as teacher, not comparison as torture.